Hi and welcome to the previews. I'm your host Ben Kavanagh and I'm a 23-year-old film student dropout. I've decided that this is probably the best time to start a YouTube channel since I don't have a laptop, any professional editing equipment, and I'm currently using a lamp to fill in the light on my right hand side. So, without further ado, this is the previews. Each video will be split into 3 sections: the reviews, the news, and the previews. The reviews are just my thoughts and opinions on the film and TV I've been watching over the past week. The news is pretty obvious, any new information we've got about any new films or TV series, which is probably unlikely at the moment due to the coronavirus. And the previews, any trailers or promotional images that we get for any future films or TV series. Some of you might be aware that currently the world is in a global pandemic, so that means that cinemas across the world have been shut down, unfortunately. There's a couple of films I've been really looking forward to seeing this year, but unfortunately have been postponed due to COVID-19. One of these is James Bond, No Time to Die. Seems like Daniel Craig is forever plagued. Seems like Daniel Craig is forever plagued to play the role of James Bond, much to his dismay.
It's been, what, 10 years?
That's right.
10 years. Does it feel like that for you?
Seems about 20.
Other studios, like Universal, however, have gone down a different route, with their newest film, Trolls World Tour, the sequel to 2016's Trolls, being released on demand. In the UK, that'll set you back around £16. Here in Canada, it's around $20. But when you consider the absurd prices that you pay for a cinema ticket nowadays, £16 doesn't seem too bad for an entire family to watch a film. It'll be interesting to see the strategy of the big studios this summer, whether or not they'll go down the home release front or they'll postpone to make as much money as they possibly can. Fingers crossed, this thing will all blow over soon and we can go back to watching the films we love in the cinema. Unfortunately, this week we had to say goodbye to 2 comedy powerhouses, Schitt's Creek and Modern Family. Schitt's Creek follows the lives of a family of rich millionaires who go broke. The only thing that saves them is a little town called Schitt's Creek, which they bought as a joke. The show follows their growth as they live in a motel in a tiny town in America. This is just one of the many ridiculous outfits that Moira Rose wears during the show. If you're interested in some dry humour and the occasional cry, then check out Schitt's Creek on Netflix. Modern Family follows the life of Jay Pritchett. Jay's a recently divorced man who's married to a Colombian lady who, let's be honest, is definitely out of his league. You can check out the first 7 seasons of Modern Family on Amazon Prime. This week also marked the 16th anniversary of cult classic Shaun of the Dead. If you haven't seen Shaun of the Dead, then definitely check that film out. It's one of the most original zombie films of all time. Starring Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and directed by Edgar Wright. You can't go wrong watching Shaun of the Dead this week.
You got red on you.
Oh, thanks. In this week's previews, we got the trailer for Extraction, the new film by the Russo brothers, who previously directed Endgame and Infinity War, reuniting with MCU star Chris Hemsworth in an action thriller that follows a mercenary who's been sent to Bangladesh to kidnap a drug lord's son. The link to the trailer will be below, but you won't have to wait long since it's being released on Netflix on the 24th of April. Greg Daniels and Steve Carell are finally reuniting. Steve Carell, of course, played Michael Scott, the beloved boss in The American Office, with Greg Daniels as the showrunner of this show. Their new Netflix show Space Force has an all-star cast, with Steve Carell, Lisa Kudrow, John Malkovich, and many more. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see Steve Carell do his thing again.
That's what she said!
If the title sounds familiar, it's because the show is based on the newest branch of the US military, Space Force, whose task is to fight space. Speaking of Netflix, the heroes over there have finally brought Community back to their platform. If you haven't seen Community, it was created by the co-creator of Rick and Morty, Dan Harmon. The cast includes megastar Donald Glover, Saturday Night Live alum Chevy Chase, and The Hangover's Ken Jeong. Back in 2009, they really broke ground with this wacky, unconventional TV series, with 4 episodes based on paintball tournaments. Some of you may also be aware of the sitcom trope, the clip show. Tired writers decide that for this week, we probably won't write a new episode, but instead we'll create a scenario in which the characters can relive some of the past memories. This way they don't have to write any new material and they can just show clips from previous episodes. However, Dan Harmon, ever the rascal, decided that for his writers, he wanted them to create a clip show with unseen clips that were never in any of the episodes. So that meant double the work for all of the writers. Although the first episode follows the study group at the community college, the series takes a hard left at the conventional TV series sitcom, with episodes surrounding such characters as the Butt Crack Bandit and homages to other TV series such as Law & Order and the games Dungeons & Dragons. Chevy Chase's character, Pierce Hawthorne, may remind you of a prominent public figure. Chevy's outdated and outrageous views are more akin to the President of the United States nowadays, so back then when he was written to be laughed at, they really didn't see the dystopian future we're all living in now. I don't think they were expecting crazy old white men to be in political power anymore. but unfortunately that's still the case. This week here in Canada, where I'm currently living, Disney Plus have released their newest film, Onward. Onward is the exciting tale of two brothers on their adventure to find a power gem to power the magic staff that their dad has left them to bring him back to life for one day. Running into minor problems such as fairy bikers and their policeman's stepdad who's trying to stop them from ruining their mother's life. Although this film is fun and witty, it does fall into the Disney Pixar routine with the boys going off on their own adventure. Disney Pixar have used this plotline before in films such as Moana and Inside Out. However, it doesn't feel played out or unoriginal due to the wonderful mixture of the real world and the fantasy world the two elf boys live in. If you're a fan of Moana or Big Hero 6, then this film is definitely for you. Hopefully you'll see Onward on Disney Plus in the UK soon. Out of 10, I'd rate this film 2 elf boys and their dad's magic staff. Now it's time for a segment I like to call Ross's Roundup. Ross is one of my best friends and I've asked him to just give me a breakdown of what he's been watching this week. You may have heard of a little show called Tiger King on Netflix. At this moment in time I haven't seen the show, and with the amount of times it's advertised on Netflix, I never want to see it, ever. But to give you a breakdown of what he thought of the show, here's Ross. As we all know, it's mandatory by law to eat a snack whilst watching a film or a TV series. So this is a segment created by my girlfriend called Snack of the Week. And this week's Snack of the Week is Ritz. They're Ritzy. I'm going to end each episode with a film or TV trivia question. The person who comments the correct answer will be shouted out in the next video. This week's question is, what was written in the envelope that Jim gave to Pam in the American office? Hopefully you found this video interesting, or at the very least mildly distracting from the coronavirus. If there's a film or TV series that you don't want to waste your time and watch, but you're interested to know what it's like, let me know. I'll waste my time and I'll watch it for you. This wouldn't be a YouTube channel without me asking you to like and subscribe, so please like and subscribe. Just like and subscribe, please. Please.